Oh, hey everyone, this is Grace of GB Maltese, and I hope you are doing finer than frogs there. I have a little bit of a tutorial for you today. I'm going to be kitting up this beaded cross stitch. Some people call it beaded embroidery, but it is a cross stitch. On some of the sites, most of them it says beaded embroidery, and that's what this is. And this is the kind that has the bigger beads. Now I have already put some of them in these boxes that I purchased. Some people use Harbor Freight boxes, and many years ago when I first started diamond painting, I used Harbor Freight boxes. I don't know what I did with them. I may have given them away, but even if I had them, I think I would have bought these anyway. And I'll put a link to these. They're on Amazon because they're so much bigger. These are big, and this was a huge bag, and I had to fit it into two. But every other one of them, I was able to fit the bag in one box. Now, I left 3 so I can show you how I did this. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to do this. It's not hard. I like that these boxes do come with these labels. They're big. I had this many left over from the other box, and as you can see, I already have them labeled. So I'm just going to take 3 boxes out. I wanted to show this to you because I found that these had a lot of static in them, and I'm going to tell you what I did to help a little bit with all that static. Okay, this is number 14, so here's my bag number 14. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here so I don't forget. Okay, get my scissors and snip this off. Now, you can tell there is static because those beads are just, woo, they will jump. They're like a bunch of jumping beans. They will hop out. So what I do is, you know when you're really cold and you go to heat up your hands, I open my bag up like this and I put my mouth over it. Don't go, or you'll have a face full of beads, maybe a mouthful. Make sure you don't suck in. Okay. You could probably hear that. It sounded kind of weird. And I'm able to get the beads out of the bag without them jumping around. Now, this is a very small amount. I also cut up some pieces of dryer sheets and put it in there to help with the static. This is the same type of thing I do with my drills that I have for diamond paintings when they are really staticky. And when you have plastic beads with a plastic bag, static is many times going to be right there along with it. So let me do that again. Got it open like this, and I just put my mouth over it and breathe gently into it. As you can see, it kind of forms a little bit of a fog, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then I'm able to get them out. I had a few hop out, but nothing. You should have seen it before I did something. Yeah, this one's really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and put a piece in there and shake it around because I still have some. But this one may need two sheets because there's so many of them, because they're still wanting to hop out. I did notice that after sitting overnight, these other beads seem to have calmed down a little bit, if you can call the beads calming down. Okay. Alright. Close that, and it'll calm down a little bit more. Let me go ahead and put my sticker. I usually put it on first, but it doesn't matter. I put the number that's on the canvas, and I also put the DMC code. They have a DMC code for these beads. So just in case I run out of beads, I would know what to ask for. I did get this from Biggest Craft. They are a fantastic company. I purchased this and it's been waiting for me to start it. So I am excited to get started on this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to start it. I have in my mind what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a lot, the same thing that I do when I do a cross stitch. Okay, I found some more of these little beads. And this opens, it's got a little thing here, and you just, it's very easy. I thought about using my Elizabeth Ward trays, but they don't open up like this. And I thought, yeah, this is perfect. You can buy these boxes individually, but I bought 3 because it was cheaper to buy 3 for $33. Because I think one box was maybe $15. So it ended up being cheaper to do it that way. So number 16. You can even put the dryer sheet in there before and do it. Some people spray whatever it's called, because I don't ever use it. I'm not sure what it's called to get rid of the static. Maybe some kind of static spray. I don't know. I have an extra one. I'm going to put it in this bigger box that was giving me so much trouble, because there come a couple more jumping out. Alright. So I'm going to put these into this box. That way I know I won't lose them. And I will take them out as that color comes up. Okay, so I have all of my beads taken care of. Now the thread. I've already taken the package off of the thread. Don't do the dumb thing that I did. I almost forgot, that the needles are attached to the thread paper. Okay, so I took this off and I threw this in the garbage. I have a little can here in my craft room, and I thought, where are my needles? And then I remembered it's on here, and they have it stuck underneath this. So take that off. Oh, you know what? That's like double stick tape. Those needles weren't going to go anywhere. I'll tell you right now. Okay, there we are. So I got my needles here. And, okay, come off of there. It's sticky, very sticky. So the needles are a little bit sharp, and they're not real thick, as you can see, so that they will fit through the hole in the bead. Get this apart. So I'm going to get something to put these needles in, and I'll be right back. This is what I have. I purchased this off of Amazon. You can get these on, you could get this on Biggest Craft. That I put my needles in so I don't lose them. There's all types of items you can purchase to keep your needles safe. I have quite a few different ones that I use just so they don't get lost. I also have this that I got from Biggest Craft that is magnetic. Let me see. So you could have that out if you wanted, but to make double sure you don't lose anything, just put it in there. Okay, another item I wanted to show you is for my thread. I purchased, it comes in a bag like this, and I think I got these on Amazon. I'm not for sure. You can also get these from Biggest Craft and other places. And what it is, it's a spool hugger. It just holds your thread in place so it doesn't go everywhere. It looks like this when it's off, and as you can see, I'm holding the thread. Then I just put it on there, and I do not have to worry about my thread going all over the place. And it will keep it secure. I have this votive candle holder. I just put it in there. Needle threader. Put it in there if I don't feel like fighting the needle and the thread. Also, you notice this canvas, the legend is up here. And if I decide to put this into a frame, I'm going to have to roll it. I'm not going to be able to see it. And the legend that comes with the kit does not match the legend for this. It goes for this. Now, I could look at this and say, okay, that's the first one right there, and that looks like a E, and E is number 10, and then I look over here at number 10, and that goes along with the little cross that's over here. But what's easiest to do is I just took a picture of that on my camera. You could also make a copy of it on your, if you have a color printer or something. But I just do this, and I have it all right there, and I can look at it and see. I'm going to make it as big as I need to so I can see my legend. So, just some easy things for you to know. This stitch schematic diagram, this shows you how to decide which way you want to go. I'll talk more about that later. I always do this one where you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then when you do the next row going back, you're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, whatever. So you go this way, and then you go this way. You have to have the threads going in the same direction. That's the main thing you need to know. So, my camera had turned off, and this part was missing. I hope I covered everything that I had talked about before. So, if you have any questions, just ask below, and I'm going to fit this into the middle of the rest of my video. Bye. I have ordered some of these off of Biggest Craft. My phone, my video went off. I'm not sure if you got everything I said or not. It just kind of popped off. I'll have to watch it back later. But these are tiny needles. So I didn't want to play with this. This came in a package of 3, and I got these on 123stitch.com. So I don't have to mess around with this too much. I'm going to take my thread spool hugger off, and I'm going to pull off a length of thread. I am going to use this double, just to make sure it's secure. This is really strong. You don't have to do it double thread, but I just feel more secure with it that way. So, I'm going to cut that off. Get ready to thread my needle. And I don't think you want to sit here and watch me play around with this forever, trying to thread it. Well, I might do. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So, from things I've heard, this thread is really slick. So this is how I am going to tie a knot in the end, because I am going to knot this. This has started to fray, so I'm going to cut those frayed ends off. I don't need it fraying at the back at this point. So, however you knot your threads, you go with it. This is the way I'm going to do this. Usually I just kind of put it between my fingers and roll it and knot it. But I've seen some other people trying that and it didn't work. So I'm just going to loop it, pull it through, and I kind of push the knot down. And I have a little knot. Now it's time to show you how I am going to start this. I'm going to be starting from the bottom because I'm going to go from left to right. And you must go in the same direction. So if you decide you're going to go from bottom left to top right, bottom left, top right, you have to continue doing that the whole way. Now on the next row, you're going to go top right to bottom left. You're just going to do the opposite because it's easier to do it that way. If you choose to go to the bottom right to top left, that's fine. Just make sure that you are always going left to right, left to right, left to right. I'm in the right direction. I'm going left to right, going to the right side, going up, right, and then I'm going to go down. So bottom left, so I'm starting from the left, starting bottom left on the picture and starting bottom left in here. Now, I'm going to show you what I do. I do this when I cross stitch too. I'm going to go into the middle. This is called a pin stitch. I'm going to go into the middle of the square. If I can find it. It's hard doing this and show it at the same time. You don't want to go through the holes because that's not going to... Okay. I've got it between these two holes. I saw someone showing it and they didn't explain they went through the two holes. But yeah, I'm going to the two holes, and when I pull up, the knot won't go through. Now I'm going to go down in the middle of the square, right down in here. Now this is a 9 stitch canvas, so it's not difficult. I may wish. Okay. Now it's gone down. I normally don't have this kind of trouble, but it may be because this needle is so tiny. So I'm going down, and that keeps it very secure. But what I also do, I do the same thing at the top because I don't want this thing to fall apart. So I'm going to go through the middle top. I'm going to do it where I can see what I'm doing a little better. Okay. This is between those two holes in the stitch. This is solid, and I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go back down into that same hole I made earlier, or in the same area. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, and go down. And I do this without making knots on my regular cross stitch, but since I'm putting these heavy beads, I thought, yeah, I'm going to put a knot. And so there it is on the back. And it's in there tight because I'm pulling really pretty hard on it. That's not going to come out. That's how I start my cross stitch. Now the next thing I want to do is look at my canvas. Oh, I should have started down here, but you know what? I don't care. I'm going to go over here. I can come back and do that later. I'm going to look for this. It looks like a plus sign. So, I'm looking for the plus sign, and it's right here. That's number 10. Pretty easy. Let me get number 10 out. I do have the sticky pads, which I will try later. Right now, I'm just going to use number 10. Oh, this is pretty green. looks like we're starting with a watermelon, okay? So, here we go. Let's get number 10. I'm going to open it. I'm going to go through the bottom left hole. I'm going through the hole this time, not in the middle of it. I'm going through the hole. There we go. Alright, pull that up. I'm going to put my bead on there. There we go. Now, you can stitch these in hand. You can stitch them with whatever you have, but you just have to remember, do not squish these beads because they will smash. They're plastic. Now, what I'm going to do for this first one, I'm going to go through that bead twice. So I'm going to go in this bottom, pull it, and I'm going to go through that bead again because I want to make sure the first one is really secure, and then go down into the stitch at the right top, just like that. Okay. All right. Let me pull you in a little closer, and I'll do a few of these with you. I mean, pretty simple. It really is. I've never done this, so it's pretty simple for me to just get on here and just start doing it. It's not difficult at all. Okay, so another way is to just go in here and pick your beads up with your needle. But when I've beaded things, a lot of times I just, whoops, pick it up and put it on. Well, you know what helps? If you go through the canvas first. Now, if you are worried about your beads not being sturdy, you could go through these beads twice every time. And if I feel like one doesn't feel as sturdy as I want it to be, then I'll do that. But right now, I'm just going to go and do it like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to hold just make sure you're not tangling it on the back, like I did here. Check it. You need to check this every so often because this thread, it tends to tangle and twist very easily. And if you do, I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay. Pretty much any of these things are pretty forgiving. Okay. It's out now. Oh, now it's out. I'm sorry. If I get out of screen, I'm sorry. Because when I'm looking down here, I don't know what I'm doing. Unless I'm looking at the little thing the whole time. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can go through there and pick it up. I think it's going to take a little practice for me to get good at this, but I'm not sure if I did it on screen. But you can see the holes are not that big. And if I went all the way through, so all I'm going to do is pull my bead all the way to the bottom. So if you forget to put the bead on, don't sweat it. This is the reason I will show you when I first begin things so you can see the mistakes I make. Because let me tell you, we all make mistakes. If you keep the thread kind of taut on the back, then the beads won't start kind of hanging down, you know, like gravity does. It pulls things down. Okay, let's see if I can go fishing again. There we are. Got another one. And again, just going to go through here. Pull it all the way down. Kind of hold it taut. You don't want to hold it real tight because then they will start. Whoops. I don't know why. This is just the way I do beaded things. I like to pick it up and just do it this way. I don't know. I did a shirt one time. Well, again, we need to go through. We need to go through the bottom hole, dummy. Okay. I'm sorry. This is not the best tutorial I've ever done, but you can see that even if you are a little slow, this is not hard to do. I did a shirt one time, and I did beading. There was no pattern on it, but I wanted to put beads around the pattern. It was in a square. It was the thing that was inside a square, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go around that and put beads, and I did. I put little pearl beads all the way around, and it came out so cute. Washed it and everything, didn't have a problem. Those beads never fell out. That was on like it's like t-shirt material. So, okay, this is looking really nice, I think. I'm happy so far. I'm sorry I'm slow. I think I'll get faster as time goes, but as you can see, I'm just doing this in hand. I don't know if it gets harder the further you go up, but I am going to show you how I am going to put it in my scroll rods. Okay, and you notice I didn't put a bead there, so I'm just going to go all the way through anyway, and just come back up again and put a bead. There we go. Don't sweat. Don't sweat these things, okay? Don't sweat it. You can always fix the mistakes. There's no big deal. And when I'm sitting here talking to you and doing this at the same time, yeah, it can get a little bit where I'm not sure what I'm doing at times. Okay, I may be doing this a little bit too tight. So let me, okay. Now I've come up, put another bead on. You do this however you want. I'm going to try it with the bead mats. I have a hard time seeing that hole sometimes in that box. They're not that big. Okay, then my thread here decided to thread. Okay, and sometimes you just can pull on one thread and it will straighten it out. Okay, that one just kind of got. I hope I'm not doing half of this off the screen. I forget to look up to see if you're still with me. But I wanted you to get kind of a closer view of all my mistakes. I'll just do a little bit more. And I'm going to see whether I like going all the way across, or I have seen some people who just do small sections, like one square, or I would consider doing two. But this is not that big of a project, truthfully, because it's not a full cross stitch. And I would recommend not to get a really huge one to start with, so you can practice with it. Because those big ones can get more expensive. Okay, yeah, looking good, looking good. Okay, let me get up here. You can see that bead kind of hanging down, like, hanging now, hanging off. But once I pull it, it straightens out. But I kind of want to get this one pretty straight because there are no beads above or below this one. So I'm going to get it pretty tight. Not extremely tight where they kind of bulge up and look like a horrible mess. Oh, sorry. I'm putting it on there. I'm trying to see what I'm doing and get off the screen. I was just putting it on there by hand. I don't know why I do that, but I do. I'm trying to keep this out here. It's harder for me to see what I'm doing. I've got it further away from my body. I need to pull my camera in a little bit, I suppose, so it's a little closer to me, but it's working. I'm getting some done. I am. Sorry about my phone going off there. I normally don't have it in here, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to be using it. In case I can't see the legend over there. I'm not sure if this will be easier to see what I'm doing when I put it in a frame or not. Just go fishing, I guess. Come on. Well, I get my needle in there and then I pull it straight back up and it didn't want to stay then. Just, you know, all of these are the same color, so I'm so happy. All you have to do when you get to another is just change out the bead color. I am not going to like go from here, over here, over here. I'm just going to keep going and just change the beads as I come to the different color beads. And I've probably shown you enough to get you started anyway. So I'm going to let you go for now. Happy cross stitch, beading, diamond painting, crocheting, knitting, whatever it is you do, makes you happy. Enjoy it. And let me know if this helped you out at all, or if you have any suggestions. Please put them down below. Just say, hey Grace, I know an easier way to do that. Or hey, maybe you are pulling them too tight. Just let me know. Because I may be, as I said, I haven't done this before. I'm kind of pulling on them and loosening them like that. And I think it's going to be okay. But I'm going to go ahead and come up right here, and this is what I'm going to do. Pull it here, and then I'm just going to go through these holes till next time. So, you guys take care. Love you. God bless you. Bye.